But I'm very happy. We're just about to open the district headquarters, Joe. District headquarters. Now, learn from that. Go and have one because it's a risk. It can happen, and you never can tell when it will happen, and it may not happen. And that's why you insure against risk, right? All those insurances that you take out is against risk. Theft can happen in the church too. But not you want to be 2-3 times over. So one of the mitigating factors, measures that take the all of them, like in print to rukosi, one of them are more difficult. You know, and then we fortified, we raise our fence higher. Our fee cannot make it easy. Ati burglary not one bed. Burglary one bed tell no. Okay. The first later that year on the other side, ile won gajo do wa lo. So that one when bork on crossing me, ibi lati wo poga. So go also and assess your risk exposures and do something about them. Now it can be reputational. That now you are talking about as a corporate. We are talking about corporate, right? There are certain things that can happen. Again, that some behaviors or some actions that can put your reputation at a risk. I think we're in this country back on also pay plane in church you cannot do all of your arms in South Africa or something. Now, some churches may never get out of that kind of reputational damage. You know, so we need to be intentional about these things and plan for them. Now, how do you manage risk? You identify the risk. You identify several by, analyze and determine the risk impact. We must understand it. Okay? And then develop a risk management framework. Now, that your risk management framework, that is all about asset and asset register and coding. Whatever it is. I don't even know whether we have. I know in the church here we do that a lot. A man takes stock our assets from time to time.
You don't have it.
No, I'm saying money more. Good. We have. So you see, I think a lot of us should talk to the leader. It's just that the leader is one riot man. So he does most of these things by himself. And we have told him that he must decentralize. But again, the problem with him is that even if his Laban has told him, as Moses, right? Zillah has told him, decentralize. But the problem is always asking is, who do we give? Who do we give? I don't know if that's the same with your own church. You know, Ishepo, Alabashe ni Koto. Wọ́n ní ká bẹ bàbá kó rán alágbàṣe wá lórúkọ Jésù. Ọlọ́run yóò rán alágbàṣe wá dádì. Bóyá yẹn ni ò jẹ́ kẹ́ ṣe àbẹ́tẹ́lẹ̀ ẹ ti trim báyìí ẹ ti wà trim báyìí ẹ ti fit báyìí. Bóyá àwọn ọ̀ṣẹ́ yẹn ló jẹ́ kí leader fit. You know, when I was sitting there, I was looking at my leader. I'm like, this is my leader, over 70 and he's looking young. But there was a time that Baba was Baba. You know, maybe that time he had too many people to delegate to. So when God wanted to trim me, I said, okay, for a while I will cease those who can delegate to. You do this work directly. Look at him, you are trimmed now. If you are told Daddy, let us go and exercise, he will tell you, wait, I'm going to church. But when he gets to church, Baba exercises him. So now he's trimmed. But not to worry, Daddy, God will run Alagba Shewa. So you must have adequate records. And you must keep your assets and properties to guard against theft. Even misuse. But sometimes it's not about theft, it's about misuse. Some people use it and they just leave it. One of them alone, one people that's to go and lock it up. We have several like that. One instrument church that they want luton and they will just go. I want to call them farabale. You know, our leader talk about go around everybody love here. Kini you want be Mike, you want to feel and be one cause man. So you must make arrangements for their safekeeping, and then you must periodically audit and report on these things. Clear policies on the use of assets. Periodic review and internal controls to ensure continuous adequacy. And I say, above all, for crisis, watch and pray. Watch and pray. Only while men slept, they came and planted Mark 1 Peter 5:8. Only the devil, somebody said it, roaring, your arch enemy is there roaring, looking for somebody to devour. That is a risk. Be aware. So while you are praying, watch. Watch is not only ofoju. Watch also means preparedness. Take actions. God bless us.
We are taking 2. Only 2? Yes, I will start from me. And that's only 2. Abi? Okay. I hope you are not going, sir. Let us appreciate him. He's going somewhere. Thank you very much, sir. God bless you, sir. The next question is our pastor. Question, sir.
Okay, Eshegon. Thank you very much for the lecture, for the opportunity, and just a couple of observations. I think the most important responsibility of a member is true followership. I loved all the ones you listed. What responsibility of followership? I think ìdùnnú leader mi ò mọ tẹlòmí o ìdùnnú leader ni kó rí ìdàgbàsókè ẹni tó bóyá o mọ̀ nígbà tó kéré àbí gbà tó dé church tó dẹ̀ ń wò tó ń dàgbà nínú ìgbàgbọ́ tó dẹ̀ ń di ẹni tó kò mọ sábìsì lead kò mọ kinní kan ṣe ó dẹ̀ ẹni tó ń wàásù mọ́ ẹ lọ́wọ́. For God's sake, it gives me the greatest joy. I don't know. Your sincere followership is better than if you were from leader, abo key leader, abo that's leader. Forget it. That I'm watching you. Mo le ma mo e dada but ki ma ri mo mo gba to de ki ri contribution sí Bible class, ki ri bó ṣe mú lecture nǹkan tá ń sọ, ki tí mo rí enthusiasm, share that growth alone satisfies me beyond every other thing. I think it's important. I'm underrate what's true followership. Ipò join wọn ó dẹ̀ ń ṣe dáadáa níbẹ̀ tó dagboru tó dẹ̀ tó ń ṣe bagboje tó kan ṣẹ́rí ó máa ń múnú èèyàn dùn kí ó ní ìdàtí fún mi lówó ó ní ìdàtí fún leader ní kankan but kó máa wẹ̀ bó ṣe ń dàgbà tó ní testimony ó lè má sí lára ọ̀hún kí leader máa gbọ́ kó kọ́mọ̀ ọjọ́ máa ṣe testimony ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ìdùnnú ni wípé ọlọ́run àṣọ ń gbàdúrà àwọn ọmọ tó wà ń bíbá àṣọ ń ṣèyanu tó tó yìí tèmi gan òun it excites one and I think there's no incentive that is bigger than that for me. That's one. Another thing is fún ọmọ ìjọ to jointly own the church, both from leadership as well as from ọmọ ìjọ perspective. What I'm trying to say is kí leader má first kó má tẹ̀sí àwọn tèmi ni kó dẹ̀ má hàn sí ọmọ ẹni tí ò mówó wá púpọ̀. In fact at times ọjọ́ tí inú bá bí mi dáadáa níbi tí mo bá ti ń preach mo lè sọ fún ẹ pé tó bá ní mi lára jù máa sọ fún ẹ pé identify your block and I will remove it and give it to you that the church belongs to everybody àtàwọn tó ti dé àtàwọn tó ṣì ń bọ̀ and they have equal rights lórí bíbá based on what Jesus said pé ó gba àwọn kan síṣẹ́ látàárọ̀ ó dẹ̀ gba àwọn kan síṣẹ́ nílé at the end of the day iye kan náà ló sọ fún everybody. That's my understanding of church. So we must as leader emphasize always that àjọ ní kínní ni ò gbàgbé àwa tá a ṣáájú yín dé o akànṣáájú yín dé ni kọ́lọ́ má jẹ́ à lose èrè wa ni o kọ́lọ́ ṣe ẹ̀ṣọ́ wa ni ká má lose èrè ọlọ́run dáríjì mi mo ń wo ìwé 2002 nísìn gbogbo àwọn tó jẹ́ tíṣà ń bẹ̀ yẹn ọ̀pọ̀ wọn ti di olórí ìjọ o bàbá Ògúnlẹ̀yẹ was ordinary secretary ńgbà yẹn o bàbá Ògúnlẹ̀yẹ is in charge gbogbo àwọn tó lalẹ̀ kọjá 30 years 30 kúrò ní Kaduna 30 ṣe kínní kan nígbà tó jẹ́ sàn where are they to tell their narrative? They cannot. It's a joint ownership thing. We must open the space and make people comfortable to kájọ tẹnu bọ̀ ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Now alagbasoya, now that brings me to your message, and we need to do a lot of work. ṣẹ́rí tí èèyàn bá dé sẹ́ráfù mo notice ṣẹ́rí uniform wa ó máa ń put ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ off láti má wá but ṣẹ́rí tí wọ́n bá wá ní courage àti wá wọ́n á wá dúró sẹ́yìn nínú aṣọ ara wọ́n á máa ṣọ́ wa wọ́n á máa wò wá ṣẹ́rí tí wọ́n bá ti ń try àti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa káwọn náà lè ní confidence ta ní kò sí ẹ̀kọ́ kò sí ìwé tí wọ́n lè lọ mo sọ́rí o ṣẹ́rí gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́ ń sọ yẹn ẹ béèrè lọ́wọ́ gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ fi ṣe leader in charge àbí tẹ́ gbé ìjọ lé lọ́wọ́ kò sẹ́lẹ̀ yìí tó mọ̀ bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo services kò sí manual gbogbo sẹ́ráfù láti òkè sẹ́ráfù unlike Catholic unlike Anglican you mention Anglican are well read wọ́n ní ìwé ńláńlá mo máa ń lọ tí bá ti lọ England mo máa ń ra àwọn ìwé ìfà mo máa ń kó ìwé wá tó máa kúnnu bọ́ọ̀t wọ́n kún library mi tó jẹ́ pé teachings oríṣiríṣi tó jẹ́ the liturgy bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo service wọn tó jẹ́ pé okay service wo la fẹ́ ṣe yìí nísìn tó o bá gbé ìwé ó máa kọ́ ẹ tó jẹ́ pé o lè máa ṣe do it by yourself kò sí ní sẹ́ráfù and so ẹni tó bá ń darapọ̀ kò ní confidence níwà làwa tó a ti pẹ́ ń bẹ̀ gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ la mọ̀ kì í ṣe gbogbo sáfìsì sẹ́ráfù mo mọ̀ kì í gbìyànjú rò pé gbogbo wa tá a wà ń bíbá ìlànà gbogbo sáfìsì sẹ́ráfù bọ̀ tó bá dé bá wa nísìn gbogbo àwa tá a ti wà ń wájú ti pẹ́ tá a mọ̀ pé kò síbi tá a máa lọ àfagídí ṣe àṣẹ ẹni à kó máa ṣe but ẹni tó wà lẹ́yìn yẹn kò rí bí kò lè ṣe ògbójú táwa ń ṣe so I'm pleading with you I'm challenging I challenge them in our church nígbà kan wípé yearbook tá a máa ń ṣe yẹn wípé ẹ fi bí wọ́n ṣe ń sílé síbẹ̀ o ẹ fi bí wọ́n ṣe ń sin òkú síbẹ̀ ẹ fi bí wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe ìsọmọ lórúkọ síbẹ̀ wọ́n ní o a máa kú bàbá kú àlè déjọba ọ̀run a máa bímọ it's not our fault o lè má witness ìṣílẹ̀ ju ẹ̀kan lọ láyé ẹ̀ o lè má witness are you getting my point but for us to be together ẹ wo tí sẹ́ráfù ò bá ṣe centrally ẹ gbìyànjú àti ṣe níbí báyìí Sùúrùlérè try but mo ti wo gbogbo bẹ́ẹ̀ kì í ṣe gbogbo service ló wà bẹ́ẹ̀ ó yé mi so mo ń láti kó gbogbo yé àjọ kí tó yé mi no here we are going you have already moved away from being just one church you have accepted the responsibility to be a district of churches that you are mentoring and you are teaching gbogbo àwọn tẹ́ gbé síṣẹ́ ìjọ wo lẹ fún wọn ní manual pé manual bọ́n ṣe máa run ìjọ ni some of us did it well by the help of the Holy Spirit to an extent àmọ́ bá a ṣe well tó but somehow wọn ò dìde lẹ̀ kì í ṣe fault wọn so if you can share gbogbo doctrines yìí tá a bá lè kó àwọn ọ̀jọ̀gbọ́njọ tó lè bá wa kọ̀ nǹkan ẹ jẹ́ kí wọ́n bá kàtẹ́ pull it together pé CNS movement doctrine let it be a point of engagement particularly for our youth wa tó ń bọ̀ they are asking questions that is intimidating and when they don't get the right answer they are going to leave sharing this horse ọlọ́run ní jẹ́ kí wọ́n di disco hall that is what is happening in England. Mo sorry and the first place it starts is ẹja máa ṣe service online so mo bẹ̀ yín Jerry as many of these books that you have bring them out bring out those services bring out those things and compile it together ẹ mú gbogbo doctrines wa ẹ compile it together ẹ jẹ́ ká explain each of those doctrines sínú ìwé yẹn each of those doctrines kí la gbàgbọ́ ní ọlọ́run bàbá ọmọ ẹ̀mí mímọ́ àsẹ́ráfù kí la gbàgbọ́ nípa àwọn áńgẹ́lì àsẹ́ráfù ibo ni ọ̀rọ̀ Michael ti wá àsẹ́ráfù ẹ jẹ́ àṣẹ ẹ wo ọlọ́run lè fún wa ṣe ju sùúrù lérè lọ assignment ọlọ́run fún oníkálukú ọ̀tọ̀ọ̀tọ̀ tí national bá rí ṣe ayọ̀ ni but tí wọ́n bá rí ṣe we can do it kò sí nǹkan tó wrong pẹ̀lú but too many of it is residing only in the head of àwọn kọ̀ọ̀kan only question tí máa béèrè lọ́wọ́ bàbá bọ́dún ní sí tó máa and these are the questions we are confronted with on the field má sọ má lo failure má lo failure. So ṣẹ́rí gbogbo doctrine mi ò expect àgbàlagbà bọ́dún rìn kó máa ṣe kínní mọ́ ṣẹ́rí àwa generation wa ẹ jẹ́ àjòkó ẹ jẹ́ àpè èèyàn méjì mẹ́ta ká gbé wọn sí research ẹ lọ gbọ́ information báwo ni wọ́n ṣe ń ṣe service eléyìí ẹ tò gbogbo service ẹ papọ̀ sínú ìwé kan ẹ pín káàkiri gbogbo doctrines tá a gbàgbọ́ kí la gbàgbọ́ nípa ìdámẹ́wàá kí la gbàgbọ́ nípa áńgẹ́lì kí la gbàgbọ́ nípa second coming Jésù báwo ni second coming ṣe yàtọ̀ sí rapture báwo ni ìtẹ́ mímọ́ we must have our definition and our explanation to our members. àìsí gbogbo explanation yẹn ló ṣe la ṣe ń ṣe bá a kàn ń bá lọ a kàn ń yí ni Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ ọ̀rọ̀ mi ti pọ̀ jù. Conflict. There's a place for value clarification and vision. ṣẹ́rí tí n bá ti rí pé a ti ń yanjú ìjà ju bó ṣe yẹ lọ that is still stress bá ti ń wá wọ́n gbẹ́jọ́ ilé ìwà wọ́n gbẹ́jọ́ tó ń wá it's another time to sit down pẹ̀lú wọn and clarify values and principles and your belief system. We do something a máa ń ṣe faith foundation à ń assume pé tó bá lo fẹ́ di ọmọ church wa there's a 13 weeks lecture you go through that seeks to teach you about everything about Christianity. Not every church akọ̀mọ́ àzú ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ èèyàn joyè tó jẹ́ pé tó bá wọ bíbá ìbọn yẹn ṣe wá nísìn báyìí tó bá wá nísìn tó bá rí pé it's uncomfortable pé gbogbo yín wọ white èmi ò wọ white. àwọn ẹlẹ́mìí tó dẹ̀ wà nísìn wá kò gbọ́ ẹlẹ́mìí Olúwa sọ pé lọ ránṣọ àdúrà that wasn't the practice in the old. You don't begin to ránṣọ àdúrà until you come to catechism and baptism. bí sẹ́ráfù ṣe rí nìyẹn but èèyàn mélòó ló mọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ ní sẹ́ráfù wípé o ní débi àǹkó tó dé catechism and baptism o ti lọ sí lecture a ti sọ gbogbo ẹ̀ nù a need ìrànlọ́wọ́ ẹ sọ kínní kan mo disagree díẹ̀ and then I will find one more two more membership. ẹ̀kọ́ tá a kọ́ ni pé ẹ sọ pé ó yẹ there is a place of discipline tí wọ́n lè discipline leader Anglican lè ṣe Catholic lè ṣe Serapho lè ṣe for two reasons. There is this myth agbàgbọ́ pé àwọn màlẹ́kà tó ń tẹ̀lé leader yẹn pọ̀ o ẹ má lọ ṣe màlẹ́kà leader are you get I'm sorry and it starts from ẹ̀yin wòlíì náà lẹ ṣẹ̀rùbà wa tó yẹn so rather than ni pé ẹ jẹ́ sọ tòótọ́ fún yín nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Serapho rather than ni pé kí n discipline leader màá yà kúrò ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì leader. That is how CNS members behave. They will avoid that church. Anybody that has problem with the leader of the church tí o like nǹkan tó ṣe o máa fi church lẹ̀ fún leader tí o bá fi ilẹ̀ wàhálà dé that will be at the spiritual level. So even the Bible ibi tẹ́ quote gan what it says is don't discipline elders but advise them. Counsel them. Ẹgbà wọn níyànjú pé daddy you know you can do it better. For instance the church a máa ń try to de-emphasize pé kí wọ́n sọ pé I will give you 10,000 I will give you 5,000 kò sọ publicly bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣẹ́rí ó máa ń create kíní kan. So lọ́jọ́ kan mi mọ nǹkan tí mo jẹ yóò bí David náà ṣe yó lọ́jọ́ kan ó kàn yó ni Ọlọ́run ló mu ọtí tó mu ló dẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ka àwọn mi ò mutí lọ́jọ́ yẹn o nǹkan kan ti ferment inú mi ni lábá ń raise owó mo bá ní ẹ sọ iye tẹ́ ẹ máa fún wa fún programme We don't do that kind of a thing in our church. And a lady from choir, oh, they send the note to me, Daddy, what's happening? You don't do this. When did you start doing this? I don't know whether you get it. It's not discipline. It is advice. And immediately I came out. You know that is not. I'm telling you the truth. But in choir, no, they note me. Only Daddy, you don't do this. Why did you start doing this? Immediately, I log my microphone. I apologize, and we have not repeated this since then. In 20 years, because it's an error. It's an error to discipline a lead, but you can advise them. But other churches have mechanism. See, I like that. Shona Kebama sort to talk for me or more in no constitution before. But she believe that one lower no constitution Nigeria. If it's our one church, Tabajo agree. We don't want somebody to worship with us. Me or more. Kì before come and let me take back in me or that one she worry. But most of the moment clarify lọ́wọ́ yìí. Wọ́n ní tí wọ́n bá decide tí gbogbo àwọn tá à associate ní church bá decide pé a fẹ́ leader kan kó a fẹ́ pastor kan for one reason or the other wọ́n la máa win case. Is it correct? I didn't know it's true. Are you getting my point? So Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́ to be better. And the final thing I want to say ni pé lórí conflict resolution. I think there's something you missed. Sherry, you have lived through leaders that are established, not leaders that took over like the generation of Joshua. It was not ordinary that God kept telling Joshua, I will dignify you, Lato Nilo, before all Israel. Because for 40 years, the loyalty was towards Moses. All of a sudden, Joshua was now taking over. So, there are leaders that are taking over a church. So, struggle need to establish themselves. I don't know whether you get me. And so, you can find in some of those kind of leaders confidence crisis. Loyalties. Torí wọ́n rò pé àwọn kan wọ́n máa rò láti yọ àwọn lóyè. I'm being honest with you, and that happens. And so I want to encourage leaders that your call, even ṣé àmọ́ pé Abacha, ṣé àmọ́ pé Ọlọ́run ló fa Abacha sórí àga Nigeria. Are you aware? And there is nobody in this country that has prepared for leadership like Awolowo. Ọlọ́run ò dé gbà fún. Yet Shagari did not want to become president. So, no, Emiloko wanted it, and God wanted it for him. No, the message I'm trying to give is that you are the leader of that church, not because you schemed, or not because somebody pushed you there, but because God gave you there. So have confidence and sit down well. And take responsibility for pushing the work of God. Títí tí wọ́n máa fi tọ́lọ́run máa fi retire. Ọwọ́ Ọlọ́run ló wà ìjọ tó máa kúrò ńbẹ̀. Either o máa kú àbọ̀ Ọlọ́run máa transfer. Torí tọ́lọ́run bá dédé gbé tọ́lọ́run bá dédé fún Tolu ẹ jẹ́ n lo Tolu for instance. Tọ́lọ́run bá dédé fún Tolu l'appointment ní Switzerland lónìí. Èní ló máa kẹ́rù ẹ̀. No, Tolu like ó like bàbá Bọ́dúnrìn. Mama sọ yẹ.
I'm
encouraging leaders. I'm encouraging you to be confident on the seat that God has given you responsibility. Don't look for loyalties and be straightforward. It's between you and God. Have that confidence, you'll be able to solve. Most people now say so.
The courage to follow your convictions.
Nobody can take you out of that place if God does not take you out. Ẹ gbàgbé ọ̀rọ̀ tí wọ́n máa sọ lẹ́yìn. Wọ́n ti sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi ní church wa pé mo dẹ̀ ti lò 20 years kó yẹ kí wọ́n change. Mo ń gbọ́ òótọ́ ni mo ń sọ fún yín. Mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀, quote me. But that doesn't shake me because èèyàn kan ló appoint èmi. God appointed me. I will live on the terms of God. So have that confidence and stop building on my Lumi faction. Are you listening to me? Don't build it. Kò sí kankan nu wọn tó lè gbà ẹ́ ọjọ́ àti yọ ẹ bá dé. Toro lu ẹlẹ́sùn kò má jí mọ́. Church adé tẹ̀síwájú wọ́n máa lu aago ní church lọ́jọ́ yẹn. So stop all these games of mo gbọ́ tẹ́ni mo kọjú àwọn eléyìí síra wọn strategist ni mí ìwọ.
Olúwagbàdúrà wa.
Ẹ jẹ́ ká yin Olúwa lógo. Question no àwọn dájú wa máa sọ̀rọ̀ ń sìn àwọn ló ní question.